So just over 6 weeks since I had the operation, still swelling, but again, movement is still good, and we've got to keep on doing the movement. So the 2 exercises today are as follows. The first is very cautiously, we're going to bring our feet up onto the wall. The leg nearest to you guys is my bad leg. And I'm going to slide my feet, and that actually hurts my knee a little bit, so I've got to do this really, really slowly. So if there is any pain, I manage the pain well. If I do movement that's too quickly, then I don't manage the pain well. Until my legs are straight, the kneecaps are being sucked up to my pelvis by the quadriceps. I'm pointing my toes. And then I can bring the toes towards me and then flex my feet. So the kind of 3 stages of footwork: flex feet, bringing the feet towards the wall but the toes still coming towards me, and then pointing the toes. And then from there, what I can do is actually slide my feet down until such time as my heels come off the wall, and I keep on sliding the feet down. Now, the more the legs and the feet go down, the more you're going to feel this area heavy. So I've said this in previous videos, just imagine your pubic bone is dragging itself up towards the chin, and this allows the abdominals to kickstart and manage some of that weight as you bring your feet down towards the ground. Now, that closure is still a little bit uncomfortable for me, but the important thing is not to resist it. Obviously, if it's too much, you change your position, you can come out a little bit more. Yeah? And then as you put your feet back onto the wall, remember this pubic bone and the abdominals, and generally this movement coming towards your chin. And that just means that the work is going in the right place of the body and you're protecting your knee. And again, you can straighten up and be careful. Personally, it might not be your situation, but this is quite sore. So breathe in. I'm actually going to hold it a moment because that really is quite sore. And then I can move a couple of millimeters. Again, seems to be okay now. So for me, there's just an area which there's discomfort. So I just need to be aware of that, know when it's coming, and slow down the movement so I can manage it accordingly. And pointed toes, then I bring the toes towards me, flex the feet, bring the metatarsals away, the toes towards the wall, slide the feet down, and the more the legs become heavy and go down, the more I engage my torso to take care of the work. So that's the first exercise. So the second exercise, you can still start at the wall, although as you progress and as your strength, particularly in the torso, gets reinforced, you can move away from the wall. So we want one of the legs to be bent, and here I'm just going to bend my leg that was operated upon 6 weeks ago. And then the other leg, I want to bring it up. And I can play about between having a flexed foot, which is active, or a pointed foot, which is nonetheless active. Okay, so I can just play between those 2 states, which engages different kind of chains of muscles. So it's really important to kind of treat both aspects of this foot movement. And then from there, with my hands just on the ground, I can start to bring my leg down without moving the other knee. Now what this does more than anything else is reinforce the abdominals, okay? As I said before, if we're strong here, that means we can avoid doing anything we don't want in this part here. And then we can just come back. Now as I bring the leg down, it's important to breathe out. Yeah. And then again, the same idea of the front part of your torso sweeping up towards the face. And And you can do this as many times as you want, and then maybe just have a break by resting your feet against the wall, or even just bringing your feet completely to the ground. If that's fine, you can move a little further away from the wall, like so. So the distance you can gradually augment. And what that does is that means that the leg that's going down can move a little further away. And the further down it goes, the more your abdominals, the more the torso needs to engage in activity to balance out the weight of the leg. So in the final stages of that last exercise, you really want to try and get away from the wall. So this is my operated leg. And the other leg, I'll now point the foot. And what I want to try and do is bring that leg down on an exhalation without actually putting the foot onto the ground. So that means the whole of this part of the body is really, really engaged. The belly button is coming down to touch the spine. And then I can breathe in or breathe out to bring that leg back up. And I can bend it down. Now this is my bad leg. So I just want to be quite careful. Ooh. That's quite sore. So I'm taking my time and I'm really breathing. And what I don't want to do with my breathing, if I'm entering into a sore part, then I need to be really careful about exhaling and letting metaphorically that pain out. But then completing a full cycle of breathing, which is after the exhalation will come the inhalation. Okay, and I'll point this leg now. This seems to be fine, sucking the kneecap up towards my pelvis. And then as I bring that leg down, the whole of the energy shoots up. As I say, when you come down on an exhalation. And then, depending on how long you hold the leg down there for, you can come up either on an inhalation or an exhalation. So these are really, really good to do, as I say, to strengthen other areas of your body, leaving your knee free to still heal and get better. So really, really important to reinforce these other parts of the body.